Hey, welcome back. This video is about performing some operations with circles and angles and stuff. So inscribed and central angles specifically, but they got lots of things to do with other things about this circle as well. Okay, so the first thing you need to remember about a circle is all of the arcs have to add up to 360 degrees. Okay, so if I take arc MN, which is 58 degrees, plus arc NO, which is 72 degrees, plus 2x for arc OP, plus 3x for arc MP, all of these angles have to add up to 360 degrees, or all these arcs. Okay, so this is just create some algebra. You take all of these, you have to add them all up to equal 360. That's your geometry. Now the rest of this is just solving. So we'll combine our like terms. 58 and 72 looks like 130 plus 5x equals 360. So I combine these like terms, I combine those like terms. Okay, we'll solve this for x. 5x equals 230. So dividing both sides by 5. X will be 4, right? 5 goes into 23 4 times. 48. Okay, x does not equal 48 degrees, x just equals 48. So if we were going to come back in here, this would be 2x or 96 degrees. This would be 3x or 144 degrees. Is that right? Let's see, 48 times 3. I am double guessing. I don't think it is. Actually, it looks like it is. Okay, so x is 48, and this would be a 96 degree arc and a 144 degree arc. Okay, making all these things add up to 360. All right, so if you have that problem, just add them all up to 360. Okay, here we have a very similar problem, just with some different algebra. So I have x plus 12, I have 2x plus 14, I have 5x minus 6, and I have 2x minus 6. So if I add all these things up, that has to equal 360 once again. So let's see, 12 and 14, that's 28. 28 minus 6 is 22. 22 minus 6 is 16. 2x, 3x, 8x, 9, 10x, plus 16. That's just a different way of solving. So we're adding all these things together. That gives us this grand total. When you simplify, now we can just solve. Minus 16, so that's 344. Dividing both sides by 10. X equals 34.4. Okay, which means we have a bunch of decimals for our degrees, which is perfectly fine. We just wanted to basically solve for x anyway. Okay, so all of your arcs, all of your arc measures have to add up to 360 is the basic concept. Okay, so here we have a central angle. Okay, I know it's a central angle because it's an angle formed in the center of the circle. And the central angle equals the arc that it intercepts. Okay, that's the relationship between the central angle and the arc. These guys are equal. So in order to create some algebra, we go ahead and set these things equal. Okay, 92 degrees needs to equal 3x minus 10. So it's the relationship that allows you to set up some algebra so that we can do some solving. So x equals 3 goes into 10 3 times, 3 goes into 12 4 times. X equals 34. Okay, so you recognize this is a central angle. This is how the central angle relates to the arc. So they create some algebra with the relationship. Okay, they're equal, so you set them equal. Okay, here we notice these are all inscribed angles. Okay, they are all happening on the circle. This is an inscribed angle, this is an inscribed angle. All of these things are arcs. So remember, the inscribed angle is equal to half of the arc that it intercepts. Okay, so if this is a 36 degree angle, 36 is the angle, half, wrong. So the angle equals half of the arc. Okay, this is the angle, 36 degrees. This is the arc, 2x. So the angle equals half of the arc, so 36 must equal x. Okay, solving for that variable. So if x is 36, that means this is a 72-degree angle, because 36 times 2 is 72. Because we need to know that, because all of these arcs have to add up to 360. So you solve for x so we can find out what this arc measure is, because 55 plus 72 plus 108 plus 2y plus 5 has to equal 360. Okay, so solving for each of these variables, the x was pretty easy, and the y will be also. So let's see how many this is. That's 180, 235, oh, plus this one, 240, plus 2y equals 360. So let's see, 2y equals 120, so it looks like y is 100. Nope, y is 60. Okay, solve for the variables. There we go. X is 36, y is 60. Okay, so depending on what type of an angle it is, this is an inscribed angle. Okay, this one would be 54 degrees, by the way, if we were to know that, which we don't really need to know that, but just for fun. The arc is 2 times the angle. So the arc is 2 times the angle. We know that this is 72. So 2x equals 72. Okay, so is it an inscribed angle that you have, or like back here, is it a central angle? Because they each have their own relationship to the arc. Okay, use the right relationship, you'll get the problem right. So here are some more inscribed angles. Okay, so if this is 164 degrees, that's the arc, then the angle is half of it. So half of 164 is 82 degrees. Okay, so if that's 82, all three of these have to still add up to 180. Notice this is a straight line. Okay, and straight lines still add up to 180. So x plus 82 plus 70 has to equal 180, because this is a straight angle. These three measurements have to add up to 180. So x plus 152 has to equal 180. So minusing 152, x is 28. Okay, so this is from a long time ago, but it helps to know that this angle is half of this arc. That allows us to figure out what this has to be once you know all the angles. Okay, so you have to use all your information that you already know about the geometry that you've already learned in order to do some of these simple problems. Okay, you don't get to forget anything. Okay, so here's our last problem. These four things are the four angles of a quadrilateral, so they should all add up to 360. But this is not rectangular, so it's not going to be anything too pretty at all. But what we do know is that if this is 76 degrees here, that means this is the arc that it intercepts. Okay, all the way over to here. Okay, you take the chords and you draw them out. So if this angle is 76 degrees, that means this is 152 degree arc. All the way from here to here is 152. Okay, we can do the same thing for this one. Okay, this is an 82 degree angle here. Let's change colors. So this is an 82 degree angle. So this is its intercepted arc. All the way over to here. Okay, so this much is 164 degrees. Okay? Which means, let's see. So can we figure out what this much is? We don't know if we can do that or not. this much all the way around here, because that would be helpful for this 2x. That would be an inscribed angle. But let's do this then. Let's use the relationship that so this doesn't help us much, so I'm just going to clear this all the way off, and we'll start fresh. So even though that's true, this is an intercepted arc here and there, and that would be twice 76. We're going to use the fact that the opposite angles, if this is a circle, the opposite angles have to add up to 180. So y plus 82 has to be 180 degrees. Okay, similarly, 2x plus 76 is going to add up to be 180 degrees. Okay, that means if we do the subtraction of minus 82 minus 82, y is 98. Okay, and down here, minus 76 minus 76, 2x equals 104, divide by 2, x equals 52. Okay, so we're using the fact that if a quadrilateral is inscribed in a circle, and that's only good if a quadrilateral is inscribed in a circle. This is not true for all quadrilaterals anywhere. But if a quadrilateral is inscribed in a circle, then the opposite angles are supplementary. The opposite angles add up to 180. Okay? There you go. That should be enough to do the worksheet, I think, or some other problems that you might have. Remember to use your things you've already learned, like vertical angles are being congruent, and if they're a linear pair, then they add up to 180, things of that nature. Okay? Inscribed angles are half of the intercepted arcs. That's how we do most of these. Or a central angle is equal to the arcs. So I hope this helps you with your problems, and we'll see you on the next video.